We can now infinite sprint in Fortnite Creative. Tactical sprinting was added to Fortnite in Chapter 3 Season 2, and Epic recently gave us settings to allow for infinite sprinting, so let's take a look at them. We have these 3 new settings: sprinting energy cost per second, sprinting jump multiplier, and sprinting speed multiplier. Energy cost is the sprinting bar that appears when you sprint. So setting that to 0 means we don't have a sprinting meter, allowing us to sprint forever. Now if we mix this with the max sprinting jump and max sprinting speed, you end up with this. So let's test the limits. The first thing we're gonna mess around with is the crash pad. I'm gonna see if I can make it over this wall, and how far we can go. This is where we landed, but I think we can get a better jump than that. Let's also make the wall higher. And we made it further. Now let's see if we can clear multiple walls and land on the same spot. Oops, I missed the crash pad. After a few more attempts, I made it. And hit the final wall, so I lowered it. One final try. And we made it. This seems to be the arch of the jump of infinite sprinting, along with a crash pad. Let's move on. Next up, I wanted to test the air vent gallery, mainly the air vent and the cube vent thing. Starting off with the cube vent, I'm going to run into it, and after I land, I will try jumping onto it to see what launches you further. And here are the results. Jumping sent me further. Now let's do the same to the air vent. And that's the air vent done. The air vent launches further than the cube vent when you run onto it and jump onto it. I thought they would be the same, but I guess not. I also didn't mess with the air vent settings. I did try to use the speed trap, but as you can see, it didn't work. I also tried jumping onto it, but it just refused to do anything. I then tried to use the ice traps. But once I got off of the ice tiles, I just came to a stop. I used the actual ice trap instead, but came across the same problem. The only way you can keep the ice while sprinting is to not stop sprinting. So the ice kinda works with sprinting, you just come to a stop if you let it slide. I then wanted to mess around with these bumpers. Running into this one did nothing. So I swapped to the other type, resized it so that I can land on it, and set the knockback to maximum. Max knockback does this. So let's give it a try. After many failed attempts, I did this. Having the bumper like this won't work out, so instead I rotated it so that I land on the bumpy side. So now this happens. Let's give it another shot. This is more like it. It sent us flying. Not too sure what else I expected to happen, but it's still cool. And finally, I wanted to see how consumables affect sprinting. First, let's use shadow bombs. This surprised me. The sprinting speed and jump doesn't change to our settings. It goes to the shadow bomb speed. This could have been really cool if it worked. Next, let's try a hop rock fish. You lose all momentum if you land from jumping, which is a shame. And overall, I can't tell if this is any faster than usual. Finally, I tested the chili chug splashes, and this one was really cool. Because you get this red trail behind you. And I actually think this makes you faster while sprinting. Just look at this. Anyway, that ends this video. Overall, these new sprinting options are really fun to mess around with, and may come in handy for many maps. Thanks for watching, and shout out to the YouTube members as always. If you want to support me further, my creator code is NovaJ. And thank you all for watching. Peace.